What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here with Kirabug to discuss episode 47 of Dragon Ball Super. I'm gonna ask you first, what did you think about that? Because I saw it last night like 5 times, and I just watched it for the first time, the sub version. I was pretty hyped. As somebody who didn't really know too much about where the story was going, I mean, you knew that Trunks was gonna come back and like the basics. How did you feel after seeing that?
After I saw it, I was like, whoa.
Of course. So, the long-awaited return of Future Trunks. This is something that we talked about as fans ever since Dragon Ball Z ended. Like, let's be real. Future Trunks has always been one of the most awesome characters of all time. He is. Where is he? He's up here somewhere. He's up there somewhere. I was going to point him out, but he's not in my view. He's one of the most beloved characters of all time. He came back, cut Frieza in half, after we just watched Frieza fight Goku for a long time, and he did like a nothing. And he was all around awesome. Now, at some point, he went back into the future. 17 years passed, or some kind of time skip. I'm not really sure how much time it is. I know he's going back 17 years in the past, so I don't really know how much time actually passed, unless it's the same amount. Math, I don't know. But at some point, it got kind of crazy, and there's this new enemy named Black who is just ravaging the future for whatever reason. We see Trunks literally not flying, not doing anything because I guess he can sense his ki. So, episode starts off really dark. Really dark. This is actually something that Dragon Ball has been missing for a very long time. It starts off with Bulma dying. Now, I will point out that I kind of expected Bulma to die just because we had that initial screenshot that leaked or was part of the press release over the past like 2-3 weeks that showed like the shadow holding something, and it was obviously gonna be Bulma. But the one that threw me off was they killed Mai too. And the reason why it throws me off especially is because Mai's voice actress said that she's going to be in Dragon Ball Super on a weekly basis from now on. So I don't know if that's referring to Kid Mai, because I don't know if it's the same voice actress or not. I didn't actually check on that. Or if at some point Mai is going to somehow return, or what the deal is. But it said that Mai was going to be part of the series. So the question is for you guys is Mai truly dead? Or is it just Kid Mai? Or is it going to be something else involving the return of Mai? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. One more one thing I want to point out is, did anybody catch the quick Easter egg when they were doing the whole lettuce farming?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I told you about that.
Yeah, you told me.
So, Turles' name is based on lettuce. And I'm not saying this is Turles, I just think it's an Easter egg that how they show the lettuce farming right after the revelation of this basically evil Goku looking guy. And Turles' name is based on lettuce, like lettuce. That's where it comes from. So I thought that was a really cool little Easter egg. But overall, man, I was just really hyped, man. Like, it got really dark, which I loved, number 1. 2, the return of Trunks. 3, so many questions. Like, why is this guy here? Why is he wearing one earring? Is he related to the Kaioshins, the demons, or is he someone else? Who was that other guy that we saw in the intro, the other Kaioshin guy? Is he a good guy, bad guy? So many questions. Also, I want to toss out a couple things. This is something that I've been seeing in my comment section. You probably haven't seen this, but no, it is not Goten, folks. I don't know where this came from, but a lot of people, and this is, to those watching this, you probably going to think this is ridiculous to even address, but a lot of people were actually saying, what if it's Goten, not Goku? It's not. See, Goten was conceived during a time period of peace in the Cell games. Right before the Cell games started, that's when Goten was conceived, and he was born obviously a year later after that. That doesn't happen in the future. There is no Goten in the future. In fact, the future doesn't even have a restored state where they brought back Vegeta, Goku, and those guys for many reasons. The theory that I always like to toss around was they could never go find Namek, because even Goku had trouble finding Namek with his instant transmission. Like, he had to go to King Kai's planet to basically find it. And then that's how you basically found it and brought Dende back in the main timeline. But with the lack of technology, how everything was already destroyed, even finding Namek will be difficult. So they could never get the Dragon Balls in the future to restore. On top of that, they couldn't even bring back Goku because he died of natural causes. So there was just this very little reason for it to be Goten. The other one I want to toss out there is, a lot of people point out, well, what if this is Universe 6? Well, this is time travel. This is not cross-universal travel. Although, if at some point they do reveal that this is actually in a different universe, I would not be too shocked. But at the same time, I don't think it's very likely, just because, for starters, the Universe 6 Earth was destroyed in the past. But then it was brought back in it was destroyed in the past, but brought back in the past. But this is the future. This is a different timeline. It doesn't make any sense. So I just want to toss those out there. So the question I have for you guys is what are the best theories you can come up with as to what happened here? The one I like to stick with the most for several reasons is this is the Makaio Shins. Because number one, Toriyama in the past has stated that he would love to expand on the story of the Makaio Shins. Two, he's got clearly the earrings. Well, earring. There's only one. Yes, I know this is only one. I get so many tweets like, "Hey, did you see there's only one earring?" Nah, I didn't notice that.
Couldn't that mean anything though?
I mean, it could. For all we know, it's just a fashion statement. I mean,
Yeah.
Chi-Chi has the same color earring. She's basically the devil, though.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
just kidding. But ultimately, it's just a lot of questions to toss out there. How exactly strong is this guy? The theory that I tossed out before was that Black has to be in the same level as the gods, because if they're going to go back to the past and Goku and Vegeta were to come back, they have to be at least in the same par. Which the question is what's the strength between Trunks and Black now? Like, there's a lot that's going to be revealed, obviously, in the course of the series, but I'm excited. Now, one thing I want to also toss out there is to as part of the review, I forgot to mention this. What but Vegeta and Bulma are working on, God, Vegeta, Bulma and Trunks, mostly Bulma, is she spent a whole year essentially collecting fuel so they can have enough for a one-way trip. Well, they collected enough over a year and only got enough for a one-way trip. To which they mentioned, oh, you know what? You'll figure it out. Trust me. I'm sure that Bulma in the past can figure out how to do it too. What I want to point out is that blue goo is the same goo that we saw in the Monaka arc. You know, the Vegeta crap that happened that was so annoying to watch. Well, now it's kind of important because...
Blue goo?
Yeah, remember that blue goo that was inside the... that Bulma was asked Monaka to help. So that's when Goten and Trunks got in the back of the truck, which is how... Yeah, that's the same goo. So either past Bulma was already anticipating the creation of the time machine, or she was already creating that, or maybe she was creating that with something else, which just happens to be the same fuel that goes into the time machine. But the theory that I have is what's going to happen is obviously in the next episode preview we see that Trunks does make it back into the past, which is cool because he's going to see a Trunks interaction, which I'm excited about. And two, they're going to have to go into the future to fight. Like, that's the only thing I can see, because like
it's not a linear
correct
time thing.
So
they would have to.
It's not one of those things you can prevent in the past and then it just goes poof in the future. We saw it happen last time when Trunks warned everybody of the androids, and he came back in the future and they were still there like, hey, what's up? We're still here. Of course, Trunks had the advantage there where he was a lot stronger than them and just murdered them in 2 seconds, which is so beautiful to watch. But ultimately, I think that this fight is going to take place in the future. So the other question I want to toss out there is there a future Beerus? Because I feel like as a god of destruction, it's kind of weird to have a similar counterpart. So I'm kind of hoping that there is a different god of destruction in the future if or when that person gets revealed. Because if it's 2 Beeruses, I feel like it's kind of OP and kind of powerful. It's like, hey, just Beerus is Beerus. So I'm hoping that the god of destruction in the future is very different from the one in the past, just as a personal preference thing. But let me know what you guys think about that.
I wouldn't want that, because it wouldn't make sense to me. Because if this is indeed the same universe, just in a different time, then why would there... I mean, there's the same Trunks, there's the same Bulma. Why would there be a different Beerus?
Correct. Well, the only reason why I say that is because I feel like as a god, to have like the title of a god, there should only be one Beerus, one god destruction. Because, and the other thing is I feel like because in a way Whis can control time. I mean, I know he can only do rewind back for 3 minutes. I feel like because of that, in a way, they should have a way to go between the times as well. Like as a god, you're supposed to transcend time.
I was just about to use that word.
Yeah,
transcend time. Yeah.
Time and space. So, I mean, it's not really a thing that would bother me. If there's another future Beerus, I'll be happy, because you guys know I freaking love Beerus' character. Right there. This one. I like Beerus' character, so I would not mind seeing another one. But at the same time, I kind of want to see a different god destruction. Mostly because the more god destruction that we see, the more also will become, because obviously we know when this tournament happens in the future, which by the way, it's been revealed that the Omni King at one point wiped out 6 universes just because he was in a bad mood. So when Goku shook his hand, he's actually a dipshit, because it could have probably pissed him off to the point where he just blew everything away. But it's cool to see that kind of revelation. And they're still talking about the Omni King tournament, which my big theory is the Omni King tournament is going to happen last, like the last part of Dragon Ball Super before they finish the series. Or whatever that happens. Maybe, no, they'll keep it going probably, I don't know. But the next big event obviously is going to the tournament. And I feel like they mentioned that was a very, very important detail to show you just how powerful he is. He's not really a fighter, he's just kind of like a being, just kind of like, you're gone. Be gone. Yeah. But ultimately, I'm excited. I'm really excited. This is what the series has needed for a long time, because the one, I don't want to say complaint, but the critique that I started with the community for the last year has always been that Dragon Ball has been, or Dragon Ball Super has been too happy, too light, too like, you know, what's the word? Predictable, too joyous. And now we're in the same period where, you know, like going back in the Dragon Ball Z days when it just got really dark. And for starters, freaking Mai and Bulma died in this episode. Now the question I want to ask, the final question I want to ask you guys is, which death was more impactful? Like, which one impacted you the most, Mai or Bulma? Let me ask you that question.
Honestly, Bulma, because he actually got away. In Mai's case, I was like, she literally died for no reason. Like, she just died right in front of him, and then he was still there. Why?
go.
That did nothing for him and their cause.
I'm actually on Mai's case because I don't know, I felt really bad watching it because like they just had that moment where they just shared like that can of meat, which I thought was dog food initially when they aired the episode yesterday, but it was actually just not dog food, what she said. It was kind of like a special moment, like, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna make it, you know, we're almost there, and then she dies with her shotgun. You know, this guy that's probably stronger than the gods, you know, let me just go ahead and just fight him with a shotgun. Which have we not learned anything from Dragon Ball Z episode 1 with the farmer shotgun farmer, that guy? Yeah, but I felt more bad for Mai. I mean, Bulma kind of sucked because it was kind of graphic. They showed, you know, the disintegration process, which kind of was, you know, it hurt. But yeah, I don't know. I think just because of the whole Mai thing, how it was like a happy moment, the one happy moment in the episode, and then gone.
Yeah, that's true. I think I was just really stuck on the fact that it was stupid that she even did that, and like it did nothing for their cause. Go. But no, he stayed, and okay. I just died for no reason.
We'll see what happens next week when episode 48 comes out. I want that episode right now. I need it. I want to know what's gonna happen. Like, this is awesome. This is great.
I know. It's so mysterious.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know your thoughts on episode 47 of Dragon Ball Super, whether you like it or not. If you're hyped for the series and the arc, leave a like rating below. And I guess anything else that we didn't discuss, talk about, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. Big shout out to the cat too. Meow. So yeah, that's everything. I'm excited. This is exactly what I want out of the series, and let's see what's going to happen next week when Trunks meets Trunks, which is something that I was really hoping to see for a long time. Trunks and Trunks. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I also want to say one last thing. Toriyama was actually writing this arc since like last November.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, he's been working this for a while, so there's probably a lot of story that's gonna go into it, so I'm excited for that. But that said, again, if you are hyped for the series, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. Let us know your thoughts and questions and comments, whatever, down below. And we'll see you guys in the next episode review next Monday. Remember, I do this every single Monday. People always ask me, what are you gonna review? It's every Monday.
Every Monday.
I do this every single week for the last year. It's every Monday. We'll see you guys in the comment section below.